So observation versus judgment. All right. When we are working on ourselves, working on yourselves doesn't really sound good to me. I like to say going on an adventure because we want to keep our curiosity open, right? Curiosity is exciting. We just want to keep going because when you have things to learn and look forward to and realize that you don't know everything, especially about yourself, it's like, wow. And it's so safe because it's yourself. So, when we are observing, I'm going to give you an example of me masturbating and observing my physical habits, my breathing habits, also my mental patterns, right? So, masturbating, and I'm noticing that as I get towards like any pleasure, like it's like, an increasing pleasure, that I would hold my breath and squeeze towards the pleasure. And I say towards the pleasure because I realized I was doing it because I felt that would quicken the process. And it's hurrying up the process, basically. Like, I'm impatient. I don't want to wait. I know this is going to feel good, so just give it to me. Or, I'm in a rush, so let's just squeeze it out. So observing those things, how I learned these habits was, okay, so I'm holding my breath, and then I just continue to keep going, and I try not to hold my breath. And I relax. I do the portal breath, like I told you. Breathe into it, and then I observe. Wow, I opened up. I'm feeling more energy, more awareness in my yoni, my pelvis. The arousal is increasing. So I keep doing it, and then I noticed the arousal was increasing, so I start to tense up. So now I'm going to use my breath again. Release that tension and keep going. And I'm noticing how the energy is expanding now. And I observe how, as my orgasm is coming on, it's very approachable. It's slower. And I've talked about this before, how the orgasm walks up to me versus just kind of like, brah, I'm here. So it walks up to me, and like this slow strut of the orgasm, just, I've arrived. I have your gift. I have the key to the portal. And this this orgasm expands so fully, and like every cell of your body, you can feel it expand. That's an observation. So what I'm doing is I'm describing my sensations, what I'm feeling, describing um, the emotions, right? I feel elated. I feel blissful. Um, so if I was going to judge it, it'd be different. It'd be, maybe I would say, as I'm describing it, I mean, I can't really do it wrong now because I really felt the way that I did it. So let me backtrack. If I'm judging my orgasm, I would be like, oh, I would just squeeze, and they'd be like, I'm squeezing, and then just make that judgment, and then continue to go back into the same habits. So it's less of an openness to observe, because if you're judging, you spend more energy and more attention trying not to do that. So it's a negative reciprocation. You're pushing out on the things that you don't want to happen. Whereas when I'm observing, when they continuously happen, I'm able to see it. I'm able to feel it. I'm able to transform that energy and that habit as it arrives, as it forms. So even like the orgasm walks up to me. Even tension, it's not just, oh, I just notice like I've been tensing this whole time. No, I can notice it as it's forming, and I can choose to release it. And yeah, when you're able to have that full grounding in your body, that full presence inside your form, it feels like you have more mass, and it feels like you're a fully charged battery. And so the energy that you do cultivate is this positive vibration. You can cultivate fire energy with a negative vibration, right? It's not always going to be the same quality. It energy transforms. So we have to be aware of ourselves, pay attention. If this is a stressful sexual energy I'm feeling, if this is mingled and wired with fear, if it's wired to a traumatic experience. And many times we won't observe those connections if we are too busy judging. We're distracted by judging. So you gotta just admit you're ignorant as fuck. You're ignorant. You don't know everything about your body. You don't know the spiritual realm, the other dimensions of your existence beyond the body. And that is the energy that we're working with and developing mindfulness with. So when you observe, really be open, without judgment, without conceptualizing. So when you're using judgments, you create these ideas around what you're observing. And what that does is it limits your future learning. So if I have this idea that every time I tense up, that it's because, I've been traumatized, then every time that I tense up, I'm like, oh, there it is again. So it doesn't allow me to really transform that experience, that energy, if I am attached to it just being this one thing. So be observant, be ignorant, and allow yourself to tap into infinite wisdom and not just your intellectual mind. And know the difference. Intellectualizing, a lot of times you're just overthinking things, right? You get tired. That's how you know. You get tired when you intellectualize. It kind of wears you out going through this vortex. And you don't get any answers. Not any real ones. But when you just allow the space for things to exist and observe, you come out, oh, okay. You feel grateful that you had that access to your deeper self. And eventually you build permanent access. It's default. Right now our default is disconnection. So any of you that are listening, including myself, I'm not enlightened. I'm continuously working to reconnect, restore the innate connection to the source, to each other, to nature, and working with the elements is going to do that. It's a program to help you integrate those energies together in union and balance, and do that with the whole. So first integrating yourself, getting your elements, your chakras in balance, aligned, getting your capacity to carry prana up, because a lot of us don't have the capacity to carry prana that we should. So I'm just going to talk about that again on another video, but I love talking about prana. So remember to observe, do not judge, and apply this to everything you do when it comes to self-improvement, spirituality. It's not an essay that you're going to edit. It's not an essay that you're going to edit. Okay, you are not something that needs to be, copied and pasted and shuffled around. You're you. You're amazing. And you're learning you. And you can only do that through paying attention. All right? So, pick an activity this week to do. Something usually that you either enjoy or you don't enjoy. It's up to you. But observe your energy. Put yourself into something uncomfortable. Do it on purpose. Go to a place where you usually don't belong, even if nobody's around and you know you're not supposed to be there. I'm not encouraging crime, all right? Although I am known to trespass, I'm not encouraging crime, but go somewhere where you're uncomfortable, even if it's in the break room, and just observe. Is your heart beating faster? Where is your tension going? Are you breathing different? Are you saying things that are not true? Are you bullshitting and laughing at things that are not funny? Just observe. All right? Talk to you later. Happy practicing and lead with love.